Well, welcome to Get YouTube Done Now Workspace. I am Majesty AliNICOLE Wow, and I am back with my star queen celebritypreneur protege, Gina Gardiner. And it's been so exciting, the momentum that's been building for her as she's been getting YouTube done now on so many different levels. And we had a celebration segment that we did for her, a little short one, and I'll have a link to that in the description in case you missed it, about the progression. But we're back again with a very short workspace session because Gina has had more momentum that's built, and she has now started launching her YouTube shorts, and she's definitely had some success in terms of subscribers and visibility. And so I want to just congratulate her even more here during this on-air workspace session. So Regina, of course, thank you for being here.
Absolute pleasure. And it's really exciting to see things starting to take off.
Oh, yes, yes. And they are starting to take off. And something I just want to um, sort of give a highlight about is that Gina just started with the YouTube shorts. And as I mentioned, already having some success and seeing the benefits of it. And she's using it in a very non-traditional, non-linear way in terms of what her primary focus has been with her channel, and which, as you all know, that's something I'm very big on, is using the non-linear approaches and doing things differently to serve different audiences and also have a different type of appeal. And so I love how things have been progressing, but one of her first sets of shorts, and when I say first sets, just within the last, what, week or so, is it that you?
It's not even a week.
No, it's not even been a week, but she's actually had a 12K view, which is great for someone just now launching shorts and who doesn't have, a big channel where visibility has been on it in that way, a certain way. That's tremendous. It is tremendous. And to have a 12K view on a video is just, yeah, it's awesome. So Gina, how do you feel about all of this and this YouTube short journey that you've been on?
Well, first and foremost, it's really interesting for me to see that doing something. I've used YouTube for several years, in particularly around my work.
Yes.
But this is a real departure because it's sharing parts of my life that I haven't shared with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the decision that I was going to use stuff I'd already got. So it
Right.
wasn't about going to make new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so initially I just went through my phone and I looked at videos that were on my phone of when I've traveled, experiences, my
Mm-hmm.
cat, my garden. And so I've been using those. So in
Right.
the first tranche was just loading them and using them in a different way. And then
Mm-hmm.
following a further conversation with you was looking at tags and hashtags and keywords and so on. And so I've gone and made sure that I've put those in. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to watch which version of things works. What are the sort of
Mm-hmm.
titles that catch people's
Right. Right.
attention? What are
Right.
the sort of videos that catch people's
Mm-hmm.
attention? So that's one strand of how my awareness has
Mm-hmm.
grown, and I'm using it in a different way. We've just had a conversation about trawling comments on videos that have been up for a time. And
Right.
so
Right.
another strand that I'm going to work with. But the other thing I've been doing today is, it was pre the pandemic, so we're probably talking about 2019, maybe even 2018,
Mm-hmm.
when I made over 100 motivational, tiny little videos. They're just a motivational comment or sound bite,
Right. Right.
and I haven't really used them. They were originally intended for Instagram, but they were a real pain to load onto Instagram,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
I didn't do it. So I've now loaded, I think, 34 of those. And I've got something like 120 altogether. I'm loading them up to go at a specific time every day, an emotional, a motivational thought for every day. So I would say to you, you know, don't neglect all of the things that you already have.
That's right.
That demonstrate who you are.
Awesome. That's right. Yes, definitely. Definitely having to go back and bring some things forward. And as you've learned from me, especially over the years, that a lot of what has been created where things didn't take off a certain way at certain points, or they were created and they weren't used, the journey is not linear. And things cycle back around where you're able to use them at a time where it's actually going to be more beneficial and more needed for the masses. And even though it was needed then, for sure, but the response around certain things, you know, may prove to be more massive during these times, you know, for sure. And yeah, leveraging what you already have, and then allowing the next jump off point, because as you and I had a discussion, you're going to be going through the metamorphosis phase for this next phase for the channel. So it's best to be leveraging the things that are in place, and bringing new energy to it. And so something you brought up too that we were discussing prior, you know, to coming forth here is I had found a video of Gina's that was from 2016. And that video had what, 14 thousand and something views. And it had 15 comments on it that she was unaware of. And so, and some of those comments were within the last few months in the last year. And so, for those of you who have older videos and maybe haven't been tracking the comments or even the view success or so on there, I'm going to encourage you to go back and revisit, go back and look through a couple of your old videos. And so what I've encouraged Gina to do is actually to follow up on that post with something that maybe is new or so that you could put in the comments section. Even if it is a little YouTube short or so, just talking about that particular topic, and or a short form video, could be both. But she can put, you know, comments, and then she actually can go in the comment section when she replies to them and just say, here's the updated something for you, more motivation, da 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 da. You know, so you just never know the potential that is there. And so that's something I'm encouraging other people to do as you're getting YouTube done is, you know, have a kind of a throwback, a blast from the past type of get it done initiative where you are revisiting your older content and then seeing how you can actually position, you know, those things for today in a new way. And even if you are doing something like a YouTube short or a short form video to lead people into a previous talk that you did, you know, there's just powerful ways, you know, to do that. So Gina, would you like to share quickly too, just some of the other things that are in development? Because I know you have, you know, the book that's going to be coming out soon. You've got videos already done for that you've talked about in a previous workspace session. So
I've created 22 videos based on personal experience of ways that people who have long-term illness, including long COVID, or are facing managing disability. They're not medical, but they are about how do you get the best out of life if you are struggling with your physical health or your physicality. There's a book that's going out with them with the same title, you know, how to make the best of yourself with long-term illness and disability. And yesterday I had a discussion with somebody who's doing some really interesting things around energy and long-term illness. And we've agreed that we're going to do some shared videos.
That's awesome.
That will go to complement, and both playlists will complement.
Yes, we'll complement each other. That's terrific. Yes, and that's the thing, is just moving the energy forward, and collaborations and different things come into play. And so, you know, getting YouTube done is it gets more than just YouTube done. I always say it gets you done on so many different levels too, and it causes you to think differently and see things differently about other things in your life, which is very important. So Gina has a tremendous layout in terms of a plan, as you all can hear. She's already got some throwback motivational tips that she's already got. What scheduled is that? Or
I've scheduled 34 of
she's
them. There are
scheduled, yeah, she's scheduled 34. And that's not to mention even the YouTube shorts that she has scheduled. All the way, some of them were in December already, right?
I've got YouTube shorts
For premieres.
or short videos or YouTube shorts. They're all the way through to mid-December done
To
now.
mid-December. Now that is how you get YouTube done. And that is how a channel can have consistent content posting, because she's already pre-scheduled these things. So she can be able to step more into some of the other things that she wants to do, that we're going to be doing to take the channel to the next level, without her even having to worry about her channel lying dormant.
Yeah.
And the more momentum picks up, especially through the shorts, the more attention can not only come to her channel, but the other videos and everything else that she has that she's demonstrating, you know, through that channel. So as I mentioned, she's gained more subscribers. She's had some, you know, you've had actually a couple of high-ranking videos. I know that you've been putting them up. You probably haven't been able to look
I
at.
haven't had time to actually go and look at those.
Right. So yes, you
Up.
definitely had some that have ranked up there. And it's good, as I mentioned, to have a variation and to test things out. So there's another video that you've put up that I want to bring up right now. It's one of the Leo videos, one of the cat videos. It would be a good idea to actually, since those are phone, you know, come from your phone, to do another version of those videos with a different filter and give a different title.
Yes, I've done that with some. What I decided to do is that I was losing track of which ones I'd done one and which ones
which filters, and yes, yeah.
So I decided I would put a single version. I've now got those titles. I will now go back to them and I will create new titles. But I found it's going to be easier to do that when I know that now I'm doing these versions, they all need filters, or they all need text, or they all need something.
Exactly, that they'll need something to differentiate for sure, and you know, be able to have those, and sometimes, because sometimes we create titles too, kind of based on what we feel is catchy to us. And there's a way to satisfy both needs, where there's one, what's the title that's brewing through me that I feel is best for this, and then what's a title that the audience would be more catchy to the audience. So you can post two different versions, and like you said, you've been experimenting with that, and that's something I just want to bring out to others.
I've already noticed that what doesn't do well is if you just say what's on the video. They like something that just tickles their curiosity.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. You want to, you know, be able to do that. And so, yeah. So, and Gina and I actually have a training around YouTube Shorts and everything too. And so there'll be information in the description about that as well. So we're going to bring this to, you know, to a close. What I want to, Gina, invite you to do, as you are bringing everything into a more, you know, cohesive framework, is, you know, if anyone wants to reach out to you, which I want you to give a plug for your channel, but if anyone wants to reach out to you to have empowerment or encouragement during this time, or maybe even see how you can assist them, even in the YouTube short or short form video, share how they can get in touch with you, and of course your channel.
So my channel is Genuinely You with Gina Gardiner, and actually you can see Genuinely You with Gina Gardiner, and Gardiner's got an I in it. And you can reach me on my email, which is Gina, Gina, at genuinely-u.com. That's genuinely-u.com, and I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you, Gina. I'm so proud of you, of
Oh, thank
course.
you.
And I'm going to have a link to all of Gina's sessions so far in the workspace. But it's important, people, that you get YouTube done, because Gina can definitely tell you so much has changed for her now that she's being more intentional, and how things keep shifting. And then she's amazed at what she's discovering, not just about YouTube, but about content creation on this next level. Is that right, Gina?
It is. It's rather like, when you have a fairy story and you open the door and the
Mm-hmm.
door leads to more opportunities and more doors, and then
Right.
every door you open leads to more. And
Mm-hmm.
so the more I become familiar with this and more confident, the more ways I can see that it can be used. And it's just like magic, really.
Oh, absolutely. And what I'm so proud of is that you dug in and got started, and started sharing in ways, as I mentioned, and we talked about it in not just the workspace, on-air workspace sessions, but the off-air too, where I was saying, you don't have to get yourself in front of the camera a certain way. You can feature publications, feature, as you did, your garden and everything. Faceless videos are becoming a really big thing on YouTube, and this isn't anything new. And I have an article I'll leave in the description about that. You want to be able to leverage a variety of different ways that you show up. And with her being genuinely Gina, she has so much to offer that's a part of who she genuinely is in her authenticity. And so you'll see more of those different levels and layers, come out. And I'm just excited. I am excited. All right. So Gina, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Proud of you.
Thank you
Do
very
you
much
have,
for your help. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
oh, thank you. And is there any one last encouragement or empowerment that you would like to send the listening audience away with?
I just say get started. You
Yeah,
know, if it's not perfect, it actually doesn't matter.
right.
What is important is that you get moving. When you're standing still, it's very difficult to have a sense of momentum. But the moment you start to move forward, you'll refine it, you'll get better at it, you'll become more confident at it. The
Mhm.
thing to do is to make a start.
Absolutely. Thank you. And that is how you get YouTube done. And now, for sure. All right. Thanks again, Gina. And we're going to send everyone away with many blessings and best wishes towards not only your YouTube success, but anything else that you endeavor to do. And we'll see you next time. Take care.